Good morning, everyone, and welcome to WEBS. Today is Wednesday, and it is December 5th, 2012. I have special visitors today on the news. These are not friends who filled up their R card, but, you know, at North Myrtle Beach Primary, we're always talking about the ways that we can help others and how we make good choices and having a heart that's caring. We don't get prizes for having that all of the time. We just simply need to have hearts that give and kindness towards others and good choices. That's a part of our character. On the news today, I have friends who have helped us through Mr. Hofnagel's program with Jump Rope for Heart. Our school doubled the amount that we wanted to take in. We had set a goal of 4,000 and we went above 8,800. So today, let them introduce. Tell everybody your name, buddy.
Jackson.
And Jackson, whose class are you from?
Miss Bailey.
Bailey. This is?
Max.
From?
Miss Matthews' class.
And this friend's name is?
Rachel.
And Rachel, you're in?
Miss Shirley and Miss Grace.
Good job. And the friend on the end is who? You're from Miss Bodkins. And what's your name? Juliana. Wonderful. Boys and girls, let's put our hands over our heart and we will do our pledge. Good job. Ready, guys? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Very good. And everybody out there, let's take a moment and freeze for a time of silence. Alrighty, you guys can sit down, squish in, everybody fit in. We've got some things to discuss, and then I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Hofnagel. First of all, our core essential for the month of December is generosity. That's when we give something away. And remember, you don't have to buy things. Sometimes we can give away help. Sometimes we can give away a compliment, or even just a smile. But we want to have an attitude of generosity. We are still working on life skills. Our new life skill for the next 2 weeks is flexibility. We can change without having a fit, without crying, but we can make it work. We have a lot of flexibility going on because we've got music practice, our specials are at a different time, and goodness knows when Miss Chandler will fit into your schedule, but we're going to work it out. In Miss Edwards' class, flexibility is Haley. Haley always is willing to change plans during the day if she needs to. She never complains if there's a change. We also have from Miss Edwards' class last week's life skill, which was effort, giving it your best try. Marvin works very hard and tries his best. If he doesn't understand, he does what he can and tries on his own. Way to go, guys. December 5th, we have one birthday, Mr. Mark Bryant. We hope you have a special, special day. I do know that it is a teacher's birthday. Let Miss Chandler find it. Miss Robinson that works in our cafeteria. Be sure, boys and girls, to wish Miss Robinson a happy birthday. And, of course, Mark. Mark, you can come get your goodies when we finish the news. Very quickly, let's go through our R cards. I have a good card to start off today for Marshall DeWitt. Marshall is a 4-year-old in Miss Ackerson and Miss Martin's class. He dropped litter on the playground. He picked it up, he put it in his pocket, and he knew when he got inside he could throw it away properly. Thank you, Marshall, for being a good citizen and showing responsibility. That's a lot, to take care of yourself and your surroundings, and you're only 4. I can't wait for you to be at our school for 2 more years. Leon Trey Knox in Euclid gets treasure. Joseph lunch with a friend. Nasir treasure. Wilds will eat with Ethan. Those are all from Miss Euclid. And Miss K. Todd Camden will have lunch with Miss A. Todd, another teacher. James and Miss Faith gets an eraser. Treasure for Jaleesa in Soboleski. Treasure for Janae. Allison from Pawson will come on the news tomorrow. Sydney and Pawson treasure. Landon, Classroom Show and Tell, Chandler, Highlighter, Ethan, Popsicle, Alshon, Highlighter, Bradley, a book, all from Paulson. From Miss Ward's class, Jack, lunch with Dylan, Sarah, lunch with Ty, Imani, treasure, Baden, helper of the day, and Madison, helper of the day. From Miss Phones, Julian gets a folder, Amy gets a popsicle, Cooper gets helper of the day. From Miss Altman's class, Justice, a highlighter, Amelia, lunch with Amy and Miss Phones. Daniel, lunch with Max and Miss Faith. Andy gets treasure. Judah, lunch with Miss Key. A first grade teacher he wants lunch with Briggs. All from Miss Altman. Miss Field's class, Jasmine, treasure. More from Miss Faith, Michaela, folder, Jamari, highlighter, Mark, pencil, and Trice, highlighter. In Child Development, Miss Trexler, Deanna, eraser, Jorge, treasure, and Hall and Miss Thomas gets a popsicle. Guys, you know what I say every day. This makes me so happy. This means boys and girls are making good choices. Now, what? Am I dropping stickers? I know, Jackson. They fall all over. I go home with stickers in my clothes when I change. Guys, we have a special treat now. I'm going to turn it over to our guest. Come on in the picture, Mr. Hofnagel. You can sit right there. Mr. Hofnagel is going to tell about Jump Rope for Heart.
Good morning, boys and girls at North Myrtle Beach Primary School. As you know, we had a wonderful Jump Rope for Heart event, and we learned all about our heart and how it works and how to take care of it, and I hope you're doing that at home and getting mom and dad involved with you and exercising and eating healthy as well. And boys and girls, I have some special guests like Miss Chandler introduced, and I also have a list of some names that I'd like to announce. And we have a special guest from the American Heart Association. This is Miss Jane Lott, and she works for the American Heart Association. I'm going to let her say a few words, boys and girls, to all of you out there, especially those of you that helped us raise money. And then I have some names that I'd like to read and recognize, and one particular class I'd like to recognize also. So, Miss Lott, would you like to say some things to our students in our school?
I sure would. I would just like to say thank you so much for your giving hearts, because do any of you know what we do with the money that you raise? What do you think we do with that money?
We give it to the American Heart Association.
Right, and what do you think the American Heart Association does with it?
Gives it to people with bad hearts.
That's right. Very good. He's awesome. What we do is we try and fix kids with sick hearts and other people with sick hearts. So by raising money, you have saved a life, and I cannot thank you enough. From all the kids with sick hearts and all the grown-ups with sick hearts also. You are all our heart heroes. And I also want to thank Mr. Hofnagel and give you this banner so that you can remember. There's two things that we do with Jump Rope for Heart, I should say. One is we raise money. What's the second thing we do? What do you think?
We buy the people that have bad hearts, the people that have good hearts, they go and buy medicine for the people with bad hearts.
You're so awesome. We help each other, don't we? Well, the other thing that we hope that you learn from Jump Rope for Heart, one, we try and help people who have sick hearts, but two, we try and help ourselves and keep your hearts healthy. So I want you to keep jumping even though Jump Rope for Heart is over, and try and get all your friends to exercise, okay? So that we can keep them from getting sick hearts. And I want to present this to Mr. Hofnagel for doing not only an awesome job this year, but every year he has been helping us save lives. So thank you so much, John.
Thank you, Miss Lott.
Thank you.
And boys and girls, this is not just for our gym. This is for all of you and all the hard work you do each and every year. I'm proud of all of my students at North Myrtle Beach Primary, especially this year. Ms. Chandler, would you hold that for me? Now, boys and girls, I want to recognize some people out there. These are the students that have raised over $100. So, Mr. Will Harner in Miss Matthews' class, buddy, you brought in $100. Way to go, Will. Braden Russell in Miss Ward's kindergarten class, he also raised $100. Serenity Bowen in Miss O'Connor's class, $105. Dylan Williamson, $110 from Miss Ward's class. Jackson Watts from Miss Appleby, $110. Emma Kern, $125 from Miss A. Todd's class. Riley Singer, $125 for Miss Ragusa's class. And Peyton Yates, also $125 for Miss Botkin's class. We have TJ Stanley from Miss Pullum's class who brought in $126. Mia Cousins from Miss Hewlett who brought in $140. Camden Deese from Miss Kay Todd's class, he raised $180. And Anson Cagle from Miss Shirley's class raised $190. We have Liam Doem from Miss Fields' class, $170. Tyler Doring from Miss Fields' class, $175. We have Mariana Rocker from Miss Bird's class, who raised $200. Clinch Permenter from Miss Euchler's class also raised $200, as well as Graceland Tester from Miss Bird's class. In the Miss Fields' class, we have Brock Smith. He raised it $280. And boys and girls, there were 22 students that raised over $100. Number 4 on that list, who raised the 4th most amount of money in our school, goes to Miss Rachel Pressler, $410 from Miss Shirley's class. And Miss Lott, there's a gold medal down there. Would you please present that to Rachel for raising such a great amount of money? $410, just like the Olympics, girl. So, all right, the student that raised the 3rd most amount of money in our school is from Miss Botkin's class, and that goes to Juliana Santiago. She raised $425 by herself. And Juliana, that little trophy there is for you and your hard work. And in 2nd place, who raised the 2nd most amount of money in our school, from Miss Bailey's class, goes to Jackson Bertardi. He raised $435. So Jackson, I have something special for you. And the student that raised the most money in our school, and I've never had a student raise even close to this amount of money, Mr. Max Stansel is a very special boy from Miss Matthews' class, $1,150.
Wow.
So boys and girls, Max, I got something for you, buddy.
Shake your hand there. There you go, my friend. I want a hug.
And
Give her a hug.
You stand up and hug
Give
her,
me a
Max.
hug here. I gotta give y'all a hug.
And boys and girls, the rest of you that brought in money, your prizes will be here from the American Heart Association, hopefully right before Christmas time. But I wanted to recognize these special 4 because they went above and beyond, and they really gave from their heart. And I know that a couple of them have a special story of why they actually raised a lot of money, and it's personal to them. And that's what it means to help people. It makes you feel good, and you do it for personal reasons. So, one more thing. Miss Matthews' class had the most participants, 12 students. Over half her class brought in money. And Max, I do believe you're in Miss Matthews' class, aren't you? So thank you, Miss Matthews' class, and thank you to the rest of the students at North Myrtle Beach Primary School. And you 1st graders, good luck next year in 2nd grade with Mr. Merricks. And you kindergartners, I expect you to hop on board if you didn't help us out this year. So thank you from North Myrtle Beach Primary School and WEBS News. Boys and girls, want to say bye-bye? Have a good Wednesday, boys and girls.
Bye-bye.